Welcome back, everyone, to our playthrough of the career mode here in NASCAR Heat 2. So we just finished up our Xfinity race at Talladega, and admittedly, things did not go all that well, but it wasn't really the fault of the car or our driving or really anything like that. It was simply that the 62 car had an issue that really broke apart and split the race into two packs, and we didn't have the ability to run down the first pack and definitely didn't have enough laps to do so, even if we had the speed. So it's unfortunate that that happened, but hey, that's part of racing. That's part of the game. So we're going to move on from that. Now we have our very first opportunity to run a cup car at Talladega in career mode with a hot seat offer from Go Fast Racing. So we're going to be in the 32 car, and that is a 3-star team. And 3-star means for us greatly diminished horsepower. This is going to put us at a huge disadvantage, and quite frankly, I'm not sure if we're going to be able to keep up with the pack at all. So I'm not going to be focusing on limiting the setup and limiting our speed and anything like that. I'm really not going to worry too much about the setup. I'm simply going to do my best at the beginning of this race because I'm sure we're going to be at the very back. I'm going to do everything I can to try to keep up with the pack, and then we'll see where it goes from there. Our goal with this hot seat offer is a top 25 finish. Really need to get that. I don't want to be in the business of failing these hot seat offers on a regular basis. So let's hope for a top 25. But this is going to be interesting and a lot of stress involved to see if we indeed can run top 25 in this car at Talladega. Before we get the race started, I want to show you briefly the setup I'm using. And there's nothing really all that special about this setup. I'm basically trying to get us a stable setup. And the most important part here is going to be the rear end ratio. 3.07. My goal here is to keep us somewhere in the 8,500 RPM range on a normal basis. Now, I'm perfectly fine with it going above that when we get a nice draft and a nice run going, but I don't want to stay around 9,000 RPMs all the time because we'll start to lose power in the car. So I want us to stay somewhere around 8,500 RPMs, and I didn't run any practice on purpose just so that this could be a surprise when the race starts, and we'll see where things line up. So 3.07 gear, and we're about to find out how well that's going to work out. All right, folks, we are green at Talladega, and my goal for the start here is I've got to get as far up as I can. I need as many cars between me and the back of this pack as I possibly can, because I'm not sure how much speed we're going to have, and we're going to need to draft in a huge way. All right, so far so good on the start. Looks like these guys are brake checking. All right, so we managed to stay out of that, but unfortunately we're down on the bottom without the draft. All right, RPMs are in the 8,000 range. We're not fully up to speed yet, so we'll see how that goes. All right, we got a nice run here. We're going to try to get under this car, go to the bottom. RPMs, again, as we're close to 200 miles an hour now. Now we are at 200. All right, so we are around 8,500 RPMs. So I think RPMs are going to be okay. Now there's some room to change things around and try to manipulate those to get the absolute best RPM that you feel for the car. But for our purposes, I think that's just fine. The bad news for us is we do not have the speed. I tried to pull out and pass, and you can see what happened. So in front of us, and they're still running 2, and in some cases 3 wide. Come on, guys, let's go. Pick it up, pick it up. Don't want to lose this draft. And that's exactly what can happen to us if we're not careful. Remember, we also need to finish in the top 25, and like I said, I'm not sure we can do that without some help from the AI. Because we simply don't have the speed. And I know it's hard to believe that when you're doing 203 going into the corner. But that's only because we were catching back up. Right now, all right, I'm going to try to pass again. But I'm going to try to stay as close as I can. All right, luckily we have a few cars in front of us that should be giving us a little bit of draft. I'm going to try to run up the track a little bit because that seems to be where a lot of the cars are running. So my goal is to stay around these other cars as much as I can and not get out there on my own. see if we can get, nope, thought he was going to maybe let us to the bottom there. Let us get under him. He did not. Oh, but he will now. All right, so far, so good. All right, can we get underneath? Yes, we can. But again, I'm going to try not to get out there on an island by myself. All right, let's try to stay as close to this 7 car in front of us as we can. We particularly want to get 4 wide there, because that should put us on the bottom by ourselves with no drafting help, and we cannot afford that. All right, so we're up to 25th. Oh, wait, I thought it was 25th. I must have glanced up at that wrong. Because we were in 28th, and I know we didn't lose a whole bunch of spots. Oh, we got a great run here. Let's pull down to the bottom. I am on the brakes. All right, now that gets us up to the top 25. Again, I'm trying to be very conscious of staying in the draft. We've got a 24-lap race. We've got plenty of laps. But that might actually work against us in this case, because now that we're in the top 25, we really want to make sure we can stay here. We are all over the 47 car. Oh, let's see if we can get to the bottom. Nope, we don't have the speed to get down there just yet. I am dragging the brake a lot right now. In fact, I would say I'm dragging it around about 3/4 of the track. Oh, we got a nice run coming off the corner. There's 1 car immediately ahead of us on the bottom. There we go. 31 car is going to pull down here as well, so that should give us a little drafting help, and it does. We're able to pull up on the 27, so we're good there. All right, this is much farther up toward the front than I thought we were going to be able to get. But now we're getting up to, looks like some of these cars are going to hug the bottom a lot more. Ooh, watch out. So if they continue to hug the bottom, we're going to have no chances to pass. Nope, they're going to come off the bottom a little bit more now. More than I expected. If they'll do more like what the Xfinity cars did, which they should, it's the same AI. Pull down to the bottom. There we go. That was perfect. We were able to get to the inside of Kyle Busch, keep our run. Running 2:06, I saw briefly. And the good thing for us is we can run 2:06, but we're not running out of RPM at 2:06. We lost our momentum there briefly. Get to the inside of Dega. There we go. She gave us a little room there. Appreciate that. And I'm not sure how in the world this has happened, but somehow we are actually in 12th place. We are on the verge, just outside the top 10. This race is going great, much better than I thought it would have. All right, so this is more like real life. We actually, in a 3-star car at Talladega in real life, we actually would have a chance to get up toward the front. Absolutely. And right now, I think it's the gearing that we have that is really helping us out, because we are not running out of gear, even though we're getting up around 205, 206. Try to get up in line, stay in the draft. All right, and it works. We may be able to pick off another couple of cars right here. They're slowing down big time in front of us. So yeah, I'm still dragging the brake around most of the track, but then we're also getting some runs, and if I'm able to use those runs to make passes, then I am trying to do so. The key for us right now is I don't think we have the speed outright to pull out and pass, But if we can stay in the draft with these guys, then we seem to be perfectly fine. And boy, is this a welcome surprise. I did not see this coming. I thought we were going to be fighting for 30th in this race. All right, I am following Keselowski right now. Oh, he's giving us a little room down here. Yep, we got a great run on him. 205. Ooh. On the brakes again as Kasey Kahne pulls down in front of us. And we have made our way to the top 5. I really, really want to pull up to the outside and pass on the high side. Wow, we slowed down in a hurry there. All right, let's go, Kasey Kahne. I'm going to try to push you to the lead. All right, if this continues, we're going to find out momentarily whether or not we have the speed to pull out and pass. All right, here we go. Is anybody going with us? No, but it looks like you may be losing enough speed that we can get it done. Can we pass it? I am not dragging the brakes right now. All right, you can see he's hanging out there. We've got some help on the bottom. Help is coming for him on the top. Will it be enough? Oh, wait, they're abandoning me. Don't abandon me on the bottom. Yep, they did. Kyle Larson got a big run. And so now we're back to 3rd. All right, welcome to Restrictor Plate Racing. And I am loving this right now. This is actually giving me the feeling that we can fight for positions. But we're definitely not dominant. You can see that when they dumped us coming off of turn 4 and easily made the pass on us, taking us from the lead back to 3rd place. All right, here we go. We've got another run coming. And Kasey Kahne wanted to block, went back up to the high side, giving us the bottom. Thank you very much. I feel like we're still teammates with him because he drives the Xfinity 88 car in the game. I feel like we're still teammates. I want to call him a teammate. All right, so we're back in 2nd. The high side has not gone anywhere. They're definitely not going away. All right, let's see if we can make a pass again. Try to pull right in on Larson. Is he going to give me the bottom? He does. We are just past halfway in this race, and this is tons of fun. Absolutely tons of fun right now. Can we make our way to the lead and stay there? All right, so we need all the help we can get on the bottom. We need a very well-defined, orderly group of cars with us on the bottom. And right now, we're just not getting that. They're moving around a lot and making their own passes. But as I look in the rearview mirror, though, I see that the outside line seems to be getting formed up pretty nicely. Right now, I don't have the energy to move forward and make the pass. You can see I was well back of Larson. All right, we're right to him here. I'm not going to drag the brakes. Yeah, he's pulling back away from me. I've not touched the brakes in quite a while. All right, what I need to find right now is good momentum. All right, the inside lane is being led by Kasey Kahne. Thank you for race lap info coming up right in the way for me, so I couldn't see my mirror. If I'm going to get to the lead and have any chance of sustaining it once I get there, I'm going to have to get a nice run. All right, here's a run where to his inside. Now I need the inside line to come with me. I need TJ Majors as my spotter right now, talking to me about where the energy is, which cars to get in front of, which lane to go with, all that kind of stuff. Because I am spending most of my time right now looking out the rearview mirror, trying to find where the runs are coming from. And so far, they are not coming with me. I've made our way to the top 5. But man, I want that lead badly now. Trying to get the energy from Kurt Busch now, as he's the new leader of. Oh, no, he's going to the high side. All right, I'm not going to have. I had a nice run on Kyle Larson there, but really know where to go with it, because I'm not confident at all in going to the high side right now. I would love to, and in fact, if we had a 5-star car, I would definitely go to the high side. But I don't think we've got the speed. Oh, come on, race lap info. Can we not find a better location for that? Like in the top left-hand corner or something? Get it out of my way. Putting it right in the way of my rear view mirror is not a good idea. All right, so we're going to have a good run on Larson, and we're going to have room, and we're not even going to get there in time. We didn't have a good enough run. All right, lap 17, about to start lap 18. Boy, he is just pulling right away from me, coming off the corner. And I don't see any energy really forming behind me. These guys are trying to make their own passes and are not really much help to me right now. 7 laps to go. I'm very happy with the gear we've chosen. We could have gotten away with a little bit more RPM for sure, but I'm glad that we're not anywhere close to 9,000 on a normal basis. You can see right now we're up around 8,500. And let's see, we're going to get a run. Yes. He's going to give us the inside. Now, do we have any sort of momentum? All right, Kurt Busch is coming with us. That's good. All right, we're clear. Now I need to see if I can block and figure out where the energy's coming from and stay in front of that line. All right, so going into the corner, where's the energy? Kurt Busch is going to the very bottom, so I'm going to try to block that. You can see our speed is way down from where it has been. Kurt Busch trying to stay in front of him. Here they come. Outside lane. Oh, and he's got me. All right, so now it's going to be about trying to time this for the last lap. It has become obvious that we just don't have the speed to be out front and do what Larson is doing right now, which is using his speed, because I am foot to the floor, not dragging the brakes at all, and coming off the corners in general, he is pulling me most of the time. All right, he lost his momentum coming off the corner there. He lost his draft partner. Here we go again. We're to his inside. I need Logano to come with us. Now here's the thing. The scientist in me, the guy who's worked on physics for no telling how many hundreds of hours and worked with the AI, really wants the outside lane to work great. And for these guys to not have a preferred groove that they use. And right now, that seems to be about right. Because these guys don't seem to have any problem using the high groove. All right, I'm trying to keep as much energy off of, I think that's Stenhouse coming to our outside. All right, so we're going to have a nice run going to the corner, but unfortunately that's no good to us because we can't use it to pass. That's a little bump for Larson. That's going to move him out. Still spending most of my time looking in my mirror. All right, we're down to 3 laps to go. I need to try to get to his inside like now, but I need the guys to go with me. All right, here comes Stenhouse behind us. Man, we are so slow out in the lead. That's what worries me about trying to get this victory. I mean, for the purposes of the hot seat, we only need a top 25. But I so want this victory. This has been such an amazing race once we got to the front particularly. All right, the high side is coming back, and they have a run. I'm going to try to straddle these two lanes if I can. All right, block that lane. Now we go to the bottom, block that lane. This may get us ready doing this. I am trying my best to block both of these lines. Now I'll go to the bottom in the corner. Slide up a little bit there. Oh, Kyle Larson's got a great run. Oh, here they come. Yep, I didn't get up there in time. Kyle Larson has so much speed. All right, so he's doing the same thing right now. He's going to try to block. I must give the AI credit, though, because if you've noticed, every time that we've had a run on Larson, he has not tried to block the bottom on us. He has given us the line. He's blocked it until we got there, but once we got position on him, he let us have it. Now we're in the final lap. I'm going to have a run on him coming off the corner here. All right, here we go. You can see he's giving it to us. Once we establish that we're down here, come on, Stenhouse. Stenhouse, you didn't have any help. All right, so we're going to have to try again, coming off of turn 4. Our last opportunity coming through the tri-oval. And here we go. I need Stenhouse to be much closer. And I've got nowhere to go and no run to use anyway. Oh, so close. So close. I just didn't have the energy. There was no energy there behind me there at the last lap when I needed it. I needed those guys. I needed Stenhouse and Logano and all those guys to be right on my bumper for that last lap. But you can see on coming out of turn 2, we had a run, but our car is simply not fast enough on its own to sustain that kind of run. We needed that energy from behind us. Man, that hurts right there. That's painful to be that close to a win and not be able to pull it off. All right, let's go ahead and continue. So a second place finish should get us some nice attention, should draw us some more fans and all of that sort of thing. So I like it. I like it. That race was lots and lots of fun. It was definitely not what I was expecting out of this race. Again, I was expecting at the beginning of the race being in a 3-star car, maybe 30th if we had some opportunities to pass and guys got 3 wide or something like that. But instead, we ended up with the fastest lap of the race. I don't put a lot of stock in that because that was probably one of those times we got up to about 2:06 and just had a nice run. But yeah, I will definitely take that. That was a very fun race. Nerve-wracking, but lots and lots of fun. All right, so nice job with that top 25 finish today. We'll keep you in mind for a ride next season. I love the look of that car, the 32 car. It is a great looking car. Yeah, lots of fans there. I wasn't paying attention to just how many we gained, but lots of fans that we gained from the Cup race. So now it's back to the Xfinity Series, and our next race will be at Charlotte. So we're back to another 1.5-mile track. We've now had a few of those. So we've got some data to go on. And that's going to mean that we've got some decisions to make on what type of setup we want to use. We've got a setup that's really working well, but what do we do with things like the track bar, which is a huge controller of the speed that we have given some of the other things we're doing with the setup. But that's going to be waiting for us in our next video. For now, thank you very much for joining me, and stay tuned for more NASCAR Heat 2 coverage here at Knee Pit Gaming.